Hey, how's it going? In today's video, we got something new. I present to you the classic of mountains and seas, the Pale Dragon, from Shenxing Technologies. I'm not sure if that's the correct name, but that's what it says on USA Gundam Store, and that's the place I bought it from. The kit was released in January of 2022, I believe, and it costed me $79.99 American. And that was when USA Gundam Store actually shipped to Canada. Unfortunately, they don't at the moment, and also the price of the kit went up. And from my research, Shenxing is from a Chinese-based company, but don't worry, this is not a bootleg. It's its own original product, I think. And yeah, it looks pretty badass. So let's get this review started. First we have the box with a nice image of the kit, and that's it. Not like a Bandai or Kotobukiya box, no box art or anything like that. Nothing on the sides either. But it does have some Chinese writing, but I can't read any of that. Now here's the kit itself. Straight build, there's no decals that comes with the kit, and I heavily panel lined it, which I recommend. I used a black fine tip panel lining marker, and though it was quite tedious to do, it brings out a lot of details on the kit, especially on the scales, and it also provides really good contrast with the white. But before I go in depth with the appearance, I gotta point out, though this kit is very easy to build, there are some issues with this kit. So these parts over here are for the joints connecting each segment of the dragon, and as it comes out of the box, it is very tight, to the point it could warp and possibly break the piece. The connection is a rectangular socket, and the circular piece has to be able to rotate within this joint. I'm not sure if it's just my own kit, but all the joints are like this. So to correct this, I actually sanded out each and every single one of these round pieces, repeatedly checking the fitment as I go through the sanding just to make sure that each part could rotate and isn't overly loose. Now I have a belt sander, so this process was relatively quick, but if you don't have one, unfortunately it's gonna take a really long time. Now once you pass that, that would be the most difficult part of the build. Still want to point out there are some small fitment issues, and that's mostly from the head and dorsal fins. So yeah, you're gonna have to do some more sanding. Otherwise, the kit was absolutely easy to build. Most of the pieces were undergated, so you're not left with any bad num marks. And despite containing 22 runners, this kit is still very easy to build. The manual itself only has 4 pages of instructions, and many of the runners are duplicates, meaning most of your time will be assembling 19 identical body parts. Looks straightforward, but with the amount of sanding and building you're gonna have to do, it's gonna be quite tedious. But once you're past that part, you're left with a really good looking kit. This kit is absolutely beautiful. Ever since I saw the blue one being released, I knew I had to get one of these. But at the time, only the white one was in stock, so here we are with the review. Though in the end, I still managed to get the blue one, but I'll build that and review it in a later time. But back onto the white dragon. It's got exceptional surface level detail molded right onto the plastic. And like I said earlier, you have to panel line this kit, or else you would miss out on a lot of the fine details such as the scales and the lines on the arms. I used a black fine tip panel lining marker, and it contrasts really well with the glossy white plastic. And I'll have you know that the plastic for this whole kit is very solid, soft enough where you can remove the nubs very easily, but still rigid enough where you don't feel like something's gonna break. And I'm happy to say this kit is actually a couple months old since I built it, and nothing has gotten loose. There's no rubber polycaps, everything's plastic on plastic, and aside from sanding it down, it's super stable. The colors are also very eye-catching. You know, being majority of a white kit, there's an ample amount of clear dark plastic that contrasts it very well, and there's even some colored part separation on the scales. We're also given a pair of gold pieces for the eyes, no sticker usage here, and it looks equally as good. Overall appearance, the colors contrast very well, it looks absolutely menacing, and the quality of plastic feels and looks premium. So I can't really fault the appearance, it just looks really good. But how is it on articulation? Let's take a look. Seeing how the majority of the whole body is exactly the same, it's going to move the exact same way as well, so I don't think I need to display each segment. Just kind of trust me that it's going to move the same, I guess. And like always, beginning with the head, we got a 360 rotation. Just be careful with the horns, they're kind of long. As for head movement, it can move up and down this far. You could hear how tight the joint is, and it can move side to side this much. And for whatever reason, the whiskers are able to fully rotate, so you can pose them in any way you want. As for the mouth, it can open and close this wide. Moving along to the body, we have 21 segments of these, but it's able to move up and down this far. Pretty good flexibility here, and you can hear it's very tight. Now if you sand it down properly, it should be this stiff. I found this the most optimal for its posing. Side to side movements also equally as good. And coming to the dorsal fins, they could actually move up and down. Well, just the bottom piece. Not really needed, but it's neat. Now at the bottom of the body, there are these scales that can move up and down. and I found they're really useful for locking in the body parts so it doesn't bend over. Great for allowing the dragon to hold certain positions. These parts are also very rigid, so they act as really good supports. Now coming to the arms, its shoulder is able to rotate 360. Yeah, you can hear the squeakiness there. Nice and rigid. We have this much in arm abduction. Upper bicep rotation, it could pop off from time to time, but it's not too bad. Easy put back in. Pretty good elbow bend, as well as arm extension, which is good, so it could provide some stability. And the hand is able to fully rotate. As for the hands, it has excellent articulation. Each individual knuckle can move up and down. Even the claw could bend, giving you a variety of hand positions. And if you're wondering, the rear legs are exactly like the front legs, so they function the exact same way. And it's equally as tight, which is very good for holding up the kit. If you're wondering about the tail as well, it can move side to side and up and down at 360. It moves the exact same way as the rest of the body segments, so I don't have to repeat myself. So overall, the articulation is excellent. If you want to just turn it into a pretzel, you're able to do that. The kit is very flexible. The joints do sound tight, but they're able to move very easily. Nothing major fell off, maybe just a claw here and there, but everything pretty much stayed intact while I was working with it. It's pretty fun to actually play around the kit. And as you can see here, fully erect, it can support its own weight. Though unfortunately, what you see is what you get. And what I mean from that is the kit doesn't come with any extras or accessories. You're just given a boatload of extra parts on these runners, which essentially serve no purpose. They're just extra pieces you could throw away. And if you're curious of the rigidity of this kit, here's the shake test. And as you can tell, this kit is absolutely solid. Despite being built a couple months ago, the structural integrity has not been compromised in one bit, and I had full complete confidence that nothing would explode. Also, that was pretty fun. Next up, it's a pretty sizable kit, so you're probably wondering how long and big it is. That's what she said. Now if you're curious for size, in this position, the dragon is around 11 inches. But if you lay him down and stretch him out, the kit is around 32 inches. Yeah, quite long. That's what she said. And as for some size comparison, here it is next to the entry grade ARC-72, master grade ARC-72, Figurized Standard Amplified Machine Dramon, a high-end master model Rev Raptor, and the high-end master model Gojulus. Yeah, the dragon is a pretty sizable kit. Next up we got Haro, Doraemon, DK, and the Azure Dragon. As for shelf presence, here it is next to his temporary home, and it's pretty sizable. So what are my final thoughts? Yes, you should actually get it. It's a really cool kit. It's nearly perfect in every way. I absolutely love it. Appearance wise, it's absolutely menacing looking, and it's very fun to pose with. Happy to know that it can hold up its own weight, being able to hold a lot of variety of poses pretty well, and it's a pretty unique and fun build. But the build is also the issue, because though easy to build and the quality of plastic is top notch, the fitment issues will give you a headache and you're gonna have to do a lot of sanding. Like I stated earlier, it's very repetitive and it's gonna be annoying, but in the end, it will be worthwhile if you stick through it because this kit looks awesome. I would like to recommend it for beginners, but I don't think it would be a good idea if you are one to buy this kit. But you don't have to really listen to me, it's a really good looking kit. If you've managed to find one, I highly recommend getting it. Thanks for watching my videos, I hope you like it, I enjoy making it. Let me know what you think. I do have the blue one like I said earlier, and I'll build that and review that in a later time. But realistically, it's probably just gonna have the exact same problems. Just in blue. I just found out there was a white tiger as well. I just bought that. It looks absolutely amazing. Thanks again for watching. Take care. Bye.